Bebop, bebop, bebop. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hello, beautiful, sunshiny Suzette and everybody else that's going to join us. We're going to just wait a little bit. Oh, they're so busy out there. Yeah, what an interesting day. That was such an interesting what I heard with Josh today. It's what we were talking about. Oh, well, I think everybody's talking, I hope many are talking about it. About being worthy and that it's all right. Millie, my darling, greetings, my sweet one. It's so interesting. I keep doing this. I'm sure I will do it a third time when I get it a little crossed. You see, I don't read everything. Lindsay, I'm so glad to see you. Haven't seen you for such a while. Lots and lots of extra love and blessings to you, Lindsay Scotty, my one-man hero band. Love you, love you, love you guys. And Josh, thank you for making so much happen for so many of us. Yeah, you really are Papa Josh, and have given many of us the space to be free and to have wings. So and nurtured us through this. So your time will come, Josh. Your time will come. You know, beautiful what I heard today. I have really been nurturing a hell of a migraine, which is interesting because it was off. So I was off social media. I couldn't look at anything, and I was just in a fetal ball under my blankets in the dark almost the whole day. Yeah, it is Our Lady of Mercy. It is our beautiful divine mercy and goddess. But at the same time, I felt so incredibly nurtured. I just went for, and it was so interesting this morning just how the universe takes over. Is that I couldn't meditate. I couldn't do anything. It was really a lot of extreme pain. And just in my head, I was just going through the Ganesha mantra and the Lakshmi mantra and the prayers that I say, and the devotion to Shiva. It was actually so beautiful. I was having this whole sermon in my head, which the universe was just blessing me with, because I couldn't focus on anything. It was a bit of a rough one. I think also the skies are a bit grey today, so I think I hit that stuff that they spray the skies with. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, Mercy is so beautiful, Our Lady of Mercy, and she is. It's right now where we are. So great. But let's do a quick clearing, and then we'll get into a little bit of talking. I'm in a very, very mellow space of mind. I find it also very interesting because I don't take medication. I do meditation. Used to do medication a lot. So our beautiful temple. I hope you have your oil. Oh, you guys, have you got your? No, thank you, Scotty. I am. I'm like surprised how abscess does such a transformation. It's so mellow. I've never enjoyed a migraine so much in my life. I was last week sometime just wishing that everything would just stop for a moment so that I could breathe a little bit, because I've really been flying around the place. So this was it, and I just felt so incredibly mellow and nurtured, and it's okay, you know. And yeah, I got this beautiful gift when I went for a walk. So I told you yesterday that on my walks, can you see this? I don't know what it is. It's a piece of grass, but it looks like, and then I'll find these big branches or twigs. It sort of started last week sometime when I was under, because I go to my willow tree every day and I meditate at the lake. And this whole huge branch fell down onto my lap. And I thought, okay, so I went and bonded even more with Willow Energy, and what she stands for. She's huge, hey? She's huge. And she can grow over 10 meters in a year. It's one of the quickest growing. But she's also interesting. She has healing properties, and it was one of the first medications that were synthesized by Bayer, which was aspirin, which the olds used to chew leaves and bark and make a concoction for headaches and migraines. Yeah, interesting. But she also yeah, I thought we'd like her. I'm in a very mellow space, and I couldn't find what I wanted to find. I wanted to find that one with all the animals, because that's just really where I'm feeling in a very beautiful space. But there's also the and it just brings me back to Ganesha again, because the willow bark is what the charcoal is what is the best for artists. It's yeah, besides all the other wonderful ancient wisdom that she has to tell us. And the willow is, her roots can actually divert a whole river. So she's really powerful, you know. And I know, from what I know, the Chinese also say that they don't have a definite day for spring like we have. The Chinese say when the willow tree blooms, then you know that spring is here. So, and if I was very aware of it this year, that it was the first thing that was blooming. So she holds her leaves until the very end. And she's one of the last. So she supplies the early bees and bugs with shade and food in the beginning of spring, and she supplies them with food and shade and a space to rest at the end of the end of summer. So she's, yeah, fields of gold. Oh, I'm so glad, Millie. That is so wonderful. Yeah, they're sending love. Yes, there's a huge, absolutely. They are. They, for a while, I've known that it comes and then it goes, but they actually come down, and so if you've got your guards, just know that they are observing us. They're actually writing down how we're doing this, because this is not just for Earth, we're doing it for lots of places, Oh, and there's that beautiful golden energy. On my walk today, it was just like, it was just a mat, like a viscous mat, almost like a bubble, but it wasn't a bubble. It had that feeling. No big waves, just like almost like a pool cover. I don't know if you know those old sort of plastic pool covers that we had. Maybe somebody can come up with a better image of it, a description for me. The image is fun, and it was just this beautiful gold, no waves, just like still water. Just very rippling, like still water. I didn't go to the lake today, so I really miss that. And that I just share because it's just for all of us, because that's what I do. The only thing anyway, let's do our magical tree of life, because if you're not tuning into it, we need to tune into your tree of life, because it's for the collective and it's for yourself. And there was a few years ago, that was it from, I think it was from Manchester, this in real, like 3D world, a tree of life. The new tree of life was given to Prince Charles, but I don't think he did anything with it. Here's a very interesting being. He spent a lot of time in South Africa with, I can't remember his name at this minute, and he lived and worked a lot with the indigenous San people, the Bushmen. Sir Lawrence van der Post. So the books were written by a man called Sir Lawrence van der Post, if you're interested in the very ancient of ancients. And he had a lot of arguments with his mum at the time, that I think he was in his 20s. It was before Diana. So he'd spent a lot of time with the indigenous folk there. But obviously he didn't go much further. So that was why I can't remember who the name of the being was, but they were inner earth beings that came up with the new tree of life. It was about 5 years ago, and they gave it to, maybe a bit longer, and they gave it to Charles, and they wanted him to plant it, which would have trees of healing fruits. But as I say, I'm not quite sure what he did with it. So tea tree oil being elevated to tree of life oil. Remember, tea tree, use your own oil, use kitchen oil, use machine oil, use any oil that you have, that you can, but do try and make it some oil. And You are this holy temple, and that's what we're growing into. Just acknowledge. We always have been. We just have to acknowledge it. So opening up this incredible third eye, which is our space of dreams. Without our third eye, we wouldn't have dreams. Right? So all DMT, that just kind of flashed in me this morning. And I was like, oh, that's why I see so much. I'm tripping all the time on DMT. It's open. Okay. Our beautiful throat chakra that has got so much to cope with. And remember, it also helps the balance, the thyroid, which is a very important part of our being, which needs iodine and salt and kelp. And our magnificent hearts, which are just growing and opening in beautiful petals, our golden hearts. Forget about anything else that's gone. Just nurture your heart. I hope you've been nurturing your heart and giving yourself love. In my temples. And I like to always put a bit behind my ears so that I can hear better. Here, as I said, hearing is not the problem. It's listening and it's trusting the voices. Yeah. 911 Scotty, that was my son's birthday. So do light some smoke. So the holy smoke, go up to God or whatever you see it as, to the holy source, the holy mother, the holy energy of divinity and love. As a sacred, beautiful smell of love as an aroma. So I hope, are you guys doing this with me while we do it? Some of you. So do it in 3 stages with the fire burning through all this dross, burning it to sacred ashes. And then the holy smoke. We have 3 main things. You can also just do the Om within 3 parts. Well, it's 4, but 3. So you start at the base chakra. You can also just do that. This is another good quick hack for our scientific meditation. It's very scientific, huh? So it's about the vibration that we're vibrating those energies. So you can that base chakra, ooh, in your heart chakra and feel it, and in the third eye, and it will shake loose a lot of that build-up of crystals, and then the silence, the space. Always, it's 4 parts. It's the space, and then down again, and then you can just do it in one. And each should have the same amount of time, including the space, because that is where God lives, whatever you call it. I call it God sometimes, where the great architect or the great mother, it changes, lives in that space, that absolute pure divinity. Just very interesting, I found for a while back, is that there's a big, I think it's a huge big difference between Buddhist meditation and Hindu meditation. The Buddhist meditation, they go into the void. They go into that big dark. Everybody goes there, but the Buddhists, that's their thing, is to go into the void, into the nothing, into the velvety blackness that is so full of potential. And in the Hindu meditation, they go into the gold. They focus on going into the gold. I'm liking the gold. So just point of spiritual factuality. Angels made it. I thought you said Scotty boy, I read angel mode. So thank you for reading. I read a lot of strange things with my eyes. So thanks, we're in angel mode. Oh, Hini's busy on it, and she's obviously singing and dancing. Grace, hello, welcome, welcome. Hini, so respectful of you that you are packing without a place to go. That's very interesting. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage, but you're an amazingly big soul. So do that, and it's like even braver that you're not like in your 30s. So, but Millie, I hope you read that. When I was writing some of that up, I thought this is just so Millie. But yeah, that's like magical Mother Earth Keeper. But I will send it on to Kebe. Angela, love you so much. Thank you for being here. Cool. So let us clear the locks. First, the base lock. I hope we're going to really clear this base lock. I'm tired of it going. So, clearing, just give us momentary thought to the things that are attaching you to the planet. You know, eating, food, old relationships, attachment to possessions. It's okay to have possessions, it's just not okay to be attached to them. Okay, desires for too much of the physical. So, moving up into the heart space in our being and in our environment, just shaking free from emotional attachments, broken hearts. And moving up into the mental realm. And remember, everything starts with a thought. So we need to clear our thoughts, we need to empty our head. And talk about that. I can really feel that going. Any insights from anybody there as to why they always go like this? They go like this at the moment. I really try. It's like really very. I don't know if it's blocked when we work with that first lock, and the third lock is just so clear. Yeah? So yeah, just that's so my head is really all over and I can't really focus, and it's fine. It's all focusing beautifully. Where am I feeling right now? Lots of things. I'm feeling, as I've been talking about the relationship stuff, I hope that you're taking some time to think about what you're wanting with your relationship with God. I'm feeling very much today that it is the end of a huge cycle, and it's about recommitment. It's an end of a soul contract. I don't know where Viviane is. I know she's doing soul contracts, so hopefully you can work with her in the near future about creating or seeing what your soul contract was or is. So I think I'm feeling that for myself, but I felt that for a while, not just for myself, for a lot, that soul contracts many are ending, and it's a recommitment right now as to where do you want to go in this next phase in life. And this whole solar eclipse is about physicality. It's about making physical changes. As small as they like. I'm so glad that I cleared my house quite beautifully yesterday. So, because I definitely couldn't do it. Thanks, Josh. Today. But it's just really, really so powerful. He's doing lots of changes When I moved, I used to always, well, especially with kids, when I sold up and sold everything to go to America, it was just so important that they didn't notice that everything was disappearing. So I really challenged myself to keep this nurturing space through every time that all our furniture was being removed from the home. Because, yeah, I sold everything and went. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mama, yeah, Millie, and thank you. Yeah, magical Millie, Mama. Thanks. I'm Gogo. They call me Gogo grandmother. So that's we went through that yesterday. I do take it with pride. My hair's got very white this year. It used to just be here. Oh, that was just so interesting. My migraine, it just really like got me today when I was taking my walk. Is that I always get it some days, sometimes much worse. This was a really bad one, and it affects, but it goes like a horseshoe shape around my head here. Okay, and it affects my ear and my eye. And it's not mushy, but what I just thought is that it is actually the rising of the Kundalini, which goes up the back, the two, and then it crosses over, and it goes literally, it crosses over at the mouth of God, and it goes literally in that space. Exactly on that space. So any insights there would be great. I was wondering if it's the left side that's blocked or the right side that's blocked. So I'm going to be doing some work on that and just seeing where I can actually unlock those little, there must be things that are blocked. But what I'm offering and inviting you to do is, if you have recurring pains or headaches or migraines or a pain in your knee or whatever, really tune into it. This is about physician heal yourself. Tune into it and look at it from the scientific point of our body chemistry, of our body mechanics. What is it actually working, telling you, and telling you then on a spiritual level where you can move forward with more ease and grace, because this is where we're going. We can't take all this poop with us. Yeah. At the same time, for many of us, yeah, remember that we're not going to be running marathons anymore. So thank God that the younger people that are going to take that over. Victor, you know what? I think that's what I watched last night, and then I realized it was like for 4.5 hours. It was a really interesting podcast with those guys that do the laser into the walls. They do a lot of DMT. It was so seriously interesting, but it was like really long. It's like 4.5 hours. Maybe that improved my migraine. But then I remembered that Victor had done something a little while ago on his round table with that, with the laser through the walls. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Yeah, and that, yeah. Anyway, it's not going off on that. So just think about where you're getting a recurring pain, if you have arthritis or, I mean, when the Louise Hay stuff first came out, I think we all got hay fever and looked at every little scar that we had on our body. So you can go on the internet to see what pains mean and what they represent in your life. Yeah, and with Louise Hay, there's always this beautiful affirmation. So I will be doing for myself this stuff, because this is obviously something it's serious. It's like it's really. But as I said, I've never enjoyed a migraine so much in my life. I was so nurtured by the Golden Mother, but I just felt really, really safe and very tender, incredibly tender, and very mellow. Yeah. So back to what I wanted. Oh, the other thing, yeah, that was coming up very much last night and very much again today is really connect with one of your guides. Yeah, we've got lots of guides and they come in and are helpers, but really like connect like a little pet animal, like your little dog, like your little shadow. Allow them to come in, and mine is Ganesha, and and it's like so much. It's so beautiful. I mean, he's just really here. He takes many forms, but I'm really like working more and more and more with him, and hardly leaving the house without him, taking him on walks with me, just knowing that he's really protecting me. Could be the mother, it could be a dog that you had. It could be, you know, find your, if it could be a sacred animal. We do vibrate to lots and lots, but I just think it's just so nice to have just one particular huge sacred guide that you can take with you. Yeah. I know that I have so much, I mean, pop in at different times, but I'm just really liking my Ganesha. And remember, yes, I offer it to you because we need him even more so right now, especially with this explosion of knowledge that's coming out with the pyramids, and this is just the beginning, yeah? Because Ganesha holds the space of the arts and of science. So we really need his protection on the planet, because they don't want this knowledge out for many reasons. Just on a really, really simple reason. A simple, what will they, you know how much money they make with alcohol and cigarettes? In Germany is one of the few places in the world where you can drink freely as much as you like, wherever you like. They drink at a different level, and you can still smoke cigarettes pretty much everywhere. But so many people smoke here, and there's so many advertisements here. It's not like in other countries where they try to block it off. But the rest of the world, alcohol is like a huge money spinner. Yeah. And now, of course, it's the energy drinks. So the more that people are waking up, it's not that everybody's going to stop drinking, Scotty, and go for broccoli juice, but many people won't be drinking and smoking alcohol anymore. Yeah? Will be demanding other things. But that's a huge amount of revenue. And remember that the government takes the tax on all cigarettes. They made billions out of the cigarette. I mean, we know how they made. They told us every doctor recommends Texan. And Dale's not here, but South Africa, we grew the stuff. You did as well in the States. That was why Zimbabwe crashed. Part of the reason he didn't want to grow tobacco, and he wouldn't do alcohol. So that was one of the reasons why Zimbabwe went so bankrupt. And then he stopped them from mining their copper. Absolutely, yeah. That it's called spirits. And that's why you knock it, because you chase out the negative spirits. Yeah. It does have huge, I mean, it has huge benefits at somewhere in some things, but not the way that it has been. And I think in America they sold you fire water, and just got the indigenous people addicted and drunk. And in South Africa, they made specifically karate juice. That made people incredibly aggressive. We have a very high quality of alcohol in Germany, and you do notice it. Eh? Even our cheap, like Lidl, you get Lidl over there. They do have their cheap no-name brands, but the quality is really good. And people love to drink here. They really drink a lot. And they go on these ships where you just drink as much as you want. But somebody was saying it's like Polish alcohol. It's like firewater, karate juice, angry stuff. And it is very different to drink in Germany than it is in other countries. When I did drink before, I noticed that. Yeah. But yeah, alcohol, bloody alcohol. Yeah. Hini, that is beautiful, the prodigal daughter. I relate. That's kind of what it is at the moment. It's this incredible grace and beauty, and everything's okay. Everything's finished. Everything's new. I'm just holding on to the new. This is my mantra at the moment to keep myself focused. It's new, and that's. Don't forget, I put this beautiful vortex in front of me. You can use it, or goes anti-clockwise. It does a few things at the same time. It's also working with creating my macabre body, which it's good to practice at 10 minutes, 30 minutes every day. And any negative thoughts and all these past issues, I'm just chucking in and saying thank you very much. I acknowledge you. I enjoyed sharing space with you. I didn't enjoy sharing space with you. Bye. Oh, that's another thing that's just really come up so hugely is gratitude. Gratitude for everything, all those negative experiences. Thank you so much for them. Yeah, sometimes you've got to really crank it up and force it, but that's okay. At least just be grateful. Say that brought me to this point. We can look back in retrospect. Hindsight is a perfect science. Um, and we can see how things like slotted together, but as we're going through them, it's very difficult to comprehend. But the more that we trust, we just know that everything is going to be for the highest good of all, as long as if we're also creating that mantra around ourselves. We are not victims of the world as no, we're not. That very addictions are just a sign of, and yeah, you can get addicted to anything, huh? Yeah, fire, water. Yeah. Alcoholism is terrible, huh? My mother's father was an alcoholic. He was the world champion of pool, I think in the 20s or the 30s, and obviously that was a big thing. But he was a really serious. It was too, and he lived until he was 96. It's a very very sad road. And then when they get the DTs. Oh wow, good. Thank you. I'm going to go and try. Millie, do you have Vivian's thing? Because I want to be there. So I'll also go and check her out just now. Speaking of Vivian, yeah, she's doing some wonderful things which will be great for people. Yeah, we've got so spoiled for choices. Yeah. What else did I set my head up? Did want to talk about the crystals in our body, but my brain's not taking me there today. But we have spoken a bit, and it's just like I still believe very strongly, and working with those the vibrations and the energy, it's loosening up the gunk and the crystallized, yeah. And yes, wouldn't it just be wonderful if they didn't put fluoride in our water but put like LSD in our water? They both came. It would be just absolutely wonderful if we could all microdose. What a different planet we would have, if they actually opened up our third eye instead of closing our third eye. That's something to like really put out there. And what are we doing with our energy? Victor, I just love you so much that you keep saying to, I don't know how long you've been doing it, but to activate the ancient sites. And as I said yesterday, there are millions. You're most probably living on one. So we know the Egyptian stuff. Read it once. Don't get stuck there unless it's your journey to be there. Otherwise, I just see it as a huge distraction because the others are just as powerful. Yes, Egypt is a huge mega one, and all of them are working together. They are like the acupuncture points of the planet, but there's not one. There's lots, and it's really nice when we can focus onto some of the smaller ones that people have forgotten. Yeah. Oh, 4 times. Well, just we keep going. Microdosing, Millie. Microdosing. Well, they could put ergo in it. They could put some mushrooms in it. Yeah. Just very, very, very mellow. A little bit of like ecstasy or something. You're with the program. Yeah. Can you imagine? Wouldn't it just be wonderful? But do that. I just energize my water when I open the tap and I do it for the village and for the world. Yeah. Why not? I'm doing it for myself. I might as well just take an extra couple of seconds to add everybody else in. I do believe that, well, we know that we can make all these wonderful drugs. It just in our body, it just takes a little bit more meditation and a little more focus and to just really tune into the chemicals and that structure of your body. I've been working with that for years because I had such crazy awakenings and hallucinations without drugs. So it helps to have a few comas from time to time. It would be amazing, Angela. It wasn't like for crowd control. I think it was Laurie Lane who said, wouldn't it, they should just put LSD in the fire hoses, and that would calm a crowd down within a couple of minutes. But it doesn't serve them, yeah? But if the more people just know about this stuff, and the more of these sacred sites that are activated, and the more people that are just being everyday witches without doing all the hoodoo fish paste, it's just an everyday thing that we want to protect them. And it's about supply and demand, yeah? It's very interesting that it's exploding with the research, right? Again, with psychedelics. There's a guy in Germany who he wanted to call, he called the book something else, but he wanted to call it LSD for Mom. His mother, so he worked on it. I don't know where he did all that. I didn't listen to every single word, but he put his mother on. His mother was getting Alzheimer's disease, and he put his mother on microdosing, and he chronicled everything. And interestingly, I mean, his father, he's an engineer or something. His father's one of the big judges in Germany. So, and he would be on podcasts and he would talk about this stuff. And people didn't really quite know what to do because his father was a really highly respected judge. And they even came around to raid his house, because the LSD would say that, he was keeping all this LSD in the fridge, and just luckily that there wasn't any, and then said, okay, well, we'll stop like hounding you now. But yeah, he's had his father take LSD, and it's worked for his mom, yeah, and now they're working with it in hospitals and with clinical trials in Switzerland, working with microdosing of LSD for Alzheimer patients. Well, they push the alcohol because it just blots you out. I don't like alcohol. Yeah, micro, we don't, for some, let them, yeah, I mean, there's some people just do mega doses, and respect to them, They can come back. My beautiful PG, I'm looking forward to Wednesday. I think it's going to be an absolute bonanza. Yeah, microdosing is a miracle drug. Also mushrooms, with most of them, yeah. Well, it would, but there's a huge swing, yeah. And it also, just for those, you don't have to do the drugs, you can do the meditation. It's all the same. One's just a little bit slower, but it doesn't have to be slower, yeah. If you want it enough, you'll get it, yeah. You could just ask. What else do we have to say? Any questions? Anything that would... Oh, I'm worthy. Thank you for that. I said I would do this last night. So go back to your notes, and if you don't have your notes, please let me know, and I will send you on the 8 areas of Feng Shui, the 8 + 1, which is 9. And as I start to say it, I should find my notes from the beginning. This is our right. This is why I love this stuff. And it starts in this order. It starts with, we're born into this family of life. And with it, we bring our Akash, and we bring all this deep wisdom. It's the space of tree, but it's the space of the 3 jade wood, which digs deep into the psychic realms. They also are our family and our past. And a lot of the color vibrating to that is gold. As we grow up, we move into the space of wealth, which is both good and bad with the numbers. In Chinese, it's 4. In the Western philosophy, it's a beautiful base. We go out there and we make all this money, and we have blessings and we have prayers, and then we wonder what the fuck's it all about. So down we go into 5, which is the center of our home, and the yin and the yang, they absolutely blow us apart. And so many people that have kind of got it all and then sell everything and go and live in the Amazon, or go and work with medical kids in Afghanistan or something. So that creates a lot of turmoil, the number 5 in the center. Then we move down to the, we've got to keep moving, huh? So we move down to helpful people. These are all our right. Helpful people, the space of angels, the space of travel. So that huge thing will very often move you into, definitely move you. It's like the dark night of the soul, which will move you into praying and drawing on angels, drawing on a mentor. Then we move into the space of our hopes and dreams, our space of our childlike, connecting back with our child. It's the space of children. It's the number of 7, and it's also fighting. It's the army, the military style. Then we move down along to learning, and we should have a good relationship with our learning. What are we learning? We're accumulating knowledge of self, as well as deep diving, becoming a professor, doing deep research into something. It's usually a very quiet, still within period, because we become like the big mountain, very solid. And these are, then we move into the area of 9, which is the space of fire, which is extremely vibrant. We can put that knowledge out there. We can be exuberant. We can get our fame and recognition for it. We come back down through the center, where we have now got the yin and yang, hopefully moving in a much sweeter kind of way, moving down, back now down into the space of 1, our career. What the heck am I here on this planet for? You've done this whole long journey, and then once you kind of figure that out, it also can be quite a bit of a dark night of the soul, but not as dark as it is when you're hitting the number 5 and everything's spinning. This is more accumulating knowledge and the deeper, darker mysteries of life, the dark goddess. And boom, when we've got that, only then are we ready to have a relationship or the marriage, which most people think is what Feng Shui is about. So we move back into the 2. And that's where we're moving into now, which is the relationship between ourselves, both our male and female. The last on the list should be a relationship, a physical relationship. You've got so many other relationships to work with that are just beautifully satisfying. And if you can be grateful for those, when that relationship comes, you will be ready. Yeah. And then we move back into the number 3. I see this is something, it's the 9-star key. It's something I've also worked out myself over the many years. And it is like a constant spiraling up all the time of the hero's journey in a mini way. And you don't have to do a dark night of the soul. It's this whole Western crap that we want to do this dark night of the soul. We can do it gently. I've done a very hard dark night of the soul. So you don't have to do it. There are definitely easier ways. So let's keep, hello Chloe, magical, beautiful crystal princess. Eggs, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, and a splash of vanilla and heavy, ooh, that sounds really delicious. What is that? What are you cooking up there? Victor, is that a drink? It's like a, what is another name for it? Don't forget the cinnamon. Nutmeg is very trippy. You can hallucinate with nutmeg. That's what's French toast. Awesome. I usually do my French toast. I do it now salty, but I very often do my French toast savory. I like it with salt and fresh herbs on it. French toast, enjoy. It's one of the most satisfying, most delicious foods on the planet. It's really good comfort food. And especially the best for me, the best French toast comes on a Saturday morning after the challah, that's that kind of sweet bread, the Jewish Sabbath bread. It's absolutely delicious because it's got a different texture to it. So it's very, very yum. Yeah. French toast is always a good go-to. Any questions? I figured out what the Prakriti was, or I keep figuring it out. And it's very humbling for me. I listened to some interesting guru person, and he actually was, I don't think he's completely right, not with the Prakriti. The Prakriti is actually the female version of, it's a bit complicated, but it's the female version of the creation, and it is the creation of nature. So it just made me even more honored. And it just makes sense because I was so, I was doing amazing stuff in South Africa, did the stupid thing of coming to ask Germany for help, and then really got that. But anyway, as I always just say, you can't stop me. So I just started putting my energy. I knew it was very dangerous what I was doing, but I just, for myself, not for anybody else, but for myself, because I didn't have anywhere. I tried and tried and tried that I could, but I also don't really speak the language, to actually go and work with the refugees or anything. But no, they don't want me because I can't speak German. So that's all well and good. So I just put out a lot of energy onto the planet, and I would just like create this love every day, huge amounts of love, because I know that I have it. So I would just put big balls of love all over the place, and Buddhas, and let them just be over the world. So that's a little bit of where this Prakriti. So it's actually got a name to it. I didn't know it had a name. It was just something I did, which I tried not to share because people think I'm a little crazy. Like a while back when I mentioned on one live stream that was about love and sharing love, and that I actually made liquid crystals and liquid. They were very, very rude to me. So I thought, oh, fuck off. I've known that I make liquid rose quartz since the 90s. It's like, was it? So nobody can take that away from me. It's like when you know. It's like, no, nobody can take the fact that Jesus sits on my bed. I just know, I know. I feel it. You can't take it away from me. You can call it what it is. Hasn't done for a while. But anyway, so yet again, my beautiful, it's like this like feather wand. It's just going to go on my altar. As I said, every time I go for a walk, there's some big branches of trees, or a beautiful stone or something in my path. So today was this beautiful golden feather. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but it's nonetheless incredibly special for me. Well, it's just such a golden wand from the Great Mother. So keep tuning into the Mother, guys. Remember, give up, surrender. It's okay to surrender for all of us, not just for the guys. Yeah, it is spring. It definitely. I even saw blossoms are popping, and the broom are blooming. All sorts of lovely signals of spring. I did miss not being out today. But at the same time, it was just such a nurturing golden space. So I'm going to go back to my little dark bed, my little cocoon, and I'm sure that we'll definitely be here tomorrow for a short, quick clearing, and we'll have a beautiful, wonderful bonanza session with PG on Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to that very much. I really enjoy working with them. We do create some amazing stuff. So let's just clear up the space with Om Mani Padme Hum, which means your chakras are also called, the Indian name for them are Padmes. Okay? Oh, I love you, PG. So Padme is the lotus. Okay, so the chakras are the lotus. So the Om Mani Padme Hum, or Padme Hum, is the rising of the beautiful lotus and opening, coming up out of the mud. Yeah, and Om is always the sacred protection and beautiful primal word. Okay, so thanks everybody. Go on your beautiful Monday. Be covered in gold. Remember to breathe up and down your spine, enliven your chakras, and just breathe in love and breathe out love. It was very dainty and fragile. Enjoy. Thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate you so much, and send you all the love that I pick up every day. So enjoy my walks and enjoy the energy that you're receiving. Love, 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 love. Bye.